23rd of June. It's a overcast 22-degree day today. So firstly, the baskets are filling up really well. Strawberry one over there. This tree has the loveliest flowers. We probably need to trim this back quite a lot because it's taken over and bushed over the front here, and everything underneath is struggling. So there's a lavender tree here that's really trying to see the sun, as well as my purple salvia. So I think for next year we'll trim it right back in the hopes that these plants have some light. This is looking really pretty this year. The cupcake cosmos. I don't think I'll do cosmos next year because they're not my favorite. They're very spindly and they're pretty for now, but not my favorite. This pink wildflower has gone crazy, and this is really good. So these are late flowering clematis, and I think they're flowering on the old growth because actually I don't know. I can't make out whether it's the old or the new growth. Wow, those are really suffering with the aphids. Look at that. Anyways, my achillea has flowered. It's like a pinky whitish color. Lovely. I think I'll probably refrain from growing those because they look a bit too spindly as well. These are a nice surprise. They've just popped up out of nowhere. I know they're like weedy kind of plants, but they kind of add a nice touch of white. So I might get more of this kind of thing. I don't know. One little daisy's popped back up, so that's really sweet. I was hoping this would be all much fuller by now, but it's not. The campanula, I think it's called, I don't remember, but that's grown out quite nicely. I know it's a ground covering kind of plant, so it's probably in the wrong spot. The salvia is looking really good. Look how nicely that's come into flower, and I'm thinking I'll get some more seeds because I'd like some more of those. These I took some seeds from. I called them bluebell wannabes because they're not bluebells, they're something else. Maybe I should just put some seeds in the ground here for next year. See if they come up by themselves. They are wild, I think so. Maybe they will do. Tap some out there. But that's the front bed. It's looking a bit higgledy-piggledy. Foxgloves are done. So next year, I don't know. It's a learning curve. I'll definitely have to do something different next year. That's looking pretty good. These have just gone on and on and on, flowering from December. The clematis on that side over there is looking pretty good. It's the same purple one as the one above. This one's pretty. Ace is doing okay over here. The wind's picked up a little bit, but we can still do this video. Right, so the gaillardia, they've come back really nicely. I think they're flowering really prettily now. They were very dry and sort of neglected. They've bounced back. This is looking much fuller. I have got flowers, look at that. Some snapdragons. I have noticed a lot of bugs on this plant. I think it's the calendula, so I'll need to spray that. But yes, my Rudbeckia is going to flower soon. Pretty pleased about that. Love to see what colour that comes out as. It's supposed to be like a burnt orangey. I need to water. It's been raining non-stop, and then one day of sun and everything needs water again, so these are really cute. I like them. Hello little bee. Loving the snapdragons, and of course the borage. They really love the borage. I see the lavenders coming into flower. By time, I've been waiting ages for the lavender. Look at this lovely foxglove that sort of popped out of nowhere. So that's a volunteer foxglove. The salvia has gone white, the hot lips colour. That's what it was supposed to be. But they first came out like this fuchsia pink colour, which is interesting to note. These are so pretty, these geums. This is Dustin's flower. He chose these, and I'm quite liking it. Look at this penstemon. I just really love this. Really love that. It's doing so well, but I think amongst all the other flowers they kind of get lost, which is a shame because they're so pretty. Little pink daisies were doing terribly under the big tree, so I've moved them out here and I've deadheaded everything, and I see the little buds are back, so that's good. Magic carpet's looking good. Needs a bit of water, I think. Not delphiniums, the lupins. Looking good. This is a volunteer. What is this? Don't know what that is. I'll have to wait and see. Grass is looking good. This needs, I think, more nitrogen, so I will be feeding a lot of plants the next few days. This is bouncing back nicely. Look at those colours. That's the peony over there. Don't know if it'll flower. Some radishes, probably won't bulb. It's too warm, but we'll see. Mygapantha. These are the potatoes. This week I'm going to be harvesting, so that's exciting. I'll be taking those out because they've gone to flower. So where are the flowers? They're all gone now, but these are from seed. Very pleased about them. A whole bucket of verbenas for free. All because I collected seeds last year. So that's looking nice. So over here I've got the mange 2 or the mange tart, or however you pronounce it. Lovely flowers. So they're coming along nicely. I think I'll get some harvest from them. Not sure about the cauliflower. We'll have to see if anything comes of these. These are doing really cool. The marigolds, they're a bit hidden, but seem to be doing fine. The cucumber, so the cucumber lens did not germinate, those are weeds. Cucumber's looking a little bit sad. I think it needs some water and some nutrients, so I'll feed them all tomorrow. The corn's doing okay. They've all survived. Sorry, you're just looking at leaves at the moment, but soon we should have something more interesting. Tomatoes have flowers, blossoms everywhere. The beans have got some buds and blossoms. Oh, there's a bean. Oh, look at that. Oh, so cute. Little bean. Hope it doesn't get taken out by the aphids. The aphids are horrendous this year. Look how far up it's gone. I don't think this pepper plant's going to survive in there. It's just a bad spot for it. It took too long to grow and everything else shadowed over. The same with this cucumber here, this mini cucumber, although I have some hope for that one. Borage is doing nicely. The bees are loving it. I think for next year, mental note, I must definitely plant less borage. Too much of it this year. They just take over. Oh look, the thyme is flowering. Haha, cute. The broccoli gone to flower, so that's a waste with that one. But still doing, oh, that one's gone to flower as well. But still doing quite well, some of them. So these are just extra heads that have come after I chopped the middle. That one's done well. That one's got some side shoots there. Look how nice this one looks. This one's proper good broccoli. This one's going to flower. If I don't eat this tomorrow, we probably won't. But you can eat the flowers. Apparently it tastes like broccoli, so That's okay. There's a little one there. Strawberries are doing so well. Look at that. I must actually get the boys out here and start picking some today, because I think that one over there is going to go over those two. I wouldn't want to waste any. So I've planted up my new planter. Oops, looking here. Star of the show, the galaxy in the front. Oh, that one's quite amazing. I really think this is so unusual. It's lovely. Lobelias are drying out, so I need to water all this. I've just put some random calendula. Oh, that's going to flower. That will be the first of the purple ones, the salvias, that I planted from seed this year. That's a dahlia, random colour. That's another dahlia, Rebecca. So the squirrel has chopped off all my giant sunflowers, which is, except for those two and that one, but all the rest have been, look at that. Squirrels pulled that one right out the ground. And I know it's the squirrel because I see him running along this fence here. So this is a bad spot for my sunflowers. Darn squirrel. Anyway, my tomatoes have just, they've fallen over, but I'm just going to leave them, let them grow like into a bush. This is my pepper plant, and I'm really excited because look at that. There's a pepper. Looks like there's another blossom there, the flower, so that's really cool. I'm excited for that. I'm really annoyed that I put 3 in this grow bag, because I know from last year that that's not the best way to do it. My apple trees, more strawberries over there, they're not doing as well, so for next year I must remember, do not put them, there's one there that's doing okay, but don't put them in this tower arrangement thing. It doesn't work as well as in the trough. This is my candy tuft. It's pretty cute. Yeah, I'll grow these next year. Oh, I felt a drop. Okay, olive tree, nothing will come of this, but it's looking really nice. Lavatera, lavender, more borage. You see how much borage I have? Too much. Lovely little cosmos. Right, my tire arrangement's doing well. These sunflowers have survived the squirrel, and the beans have grown right to the top, so that's exciting. Here's my cherry tomato with the basil underneath. We'll see if it makes any difference with the taste. Wow, that is fuchsia pink. That fuchsia. Look at that. Scarlet Emperor runner beans. So I must pick those when they're young, so I know what to do with them. Which is, yeah. Anyways, here's courgette. Yellow star, I think that's called. I don't know, but there's quite a few of them. So that's exciting. Here's my volunteer tomato in and amongst the parsnips. Some more, some jumbo peas. Those are not going to produce anything, I don't think. I planted up my, what are they called? Sweet peas. And there, some more borage, more borage. So the white flowers you see here are my rocket that have gone to seed. My gem squash is doing okay. I think I'm actually going to have a good gem squash harvest this year. Snapdragons. So it's interesting to note that these have done really well in this pot. It's quite a deep pot, and they were the first to flower of the snapdragons, so that's nice. This is another fuchsia. Mega bargain from Aldi's. My violas, I don't know if they'll flower this year. That over there is that bargain melon I bought. 2 more peppers, don't think they'll do anything, but give them a chance. These are the stars of my garden at the moment. These nasturtiums have just really, I mean, look at them. They filled out the buckets perfectly and they just look amazing, and this year the aphids have not gone for them like they did previously. Wow, look at this. That's a nice flat pea. Could probably harvest that one tomorrow. That's quite cool. Sweet potatoes, more verbena and achillea. It's a weed growing up from under. Rosemary, biggest delphinium I have. It's looking good. This is Rebecca. This is a pepper. I moved this pepper into here. These, for the record, oh, this is my, how cute is this? This is the chamomile, so that's quite cute. For the record, okay, so everything in this little greenhouse has done very poorly due to the slugs. The slugs are obviously hiding under the pallets, and they just go to town every night on a random plant that is inside there. So as long as I take the plants out of there, they do okay. As long as I keep them in there, well, you know, slug valley. So that's not good. I've taken most of the plants out of there. Those are some runner beans. I need to plant them out. That's a marigold from seed. Look at, that's just amazing. Lavender, that's really come along now. Interesting they're pointing that way because the sun's mostly that way, but anyway. Tomatoes in the background doing well. More cupcake cosmos. I'm going to plant out, I bought another tower, I'm going to plant that out. And then everything over on that side, which looks a bit of a mess. I need to tidy up everything. See there's a yellow lupin up there, which is looking quite cool. Let's just zoom in here quickly for a minute. This is my mango tree, so that's quite cute. I'm just really pleased with my little mango tree. I'll probably keep it as an indoor house plant because obviously we won't get mangoes here, it's not warm enough, but we'll just keep it and see. So there's my tomato mess, and there's another tomato mess. It's not as messy as last year. Last year was chaotic. This year it's more managed. I've tied them up and I have trimmed off the bottom leaves to prevent any kind of disease sitting in. They're looking quite okay. I think the leaves are curling because I haven't watered them enough. Like this one over here. I think that's from lack of water. So yeah, I've neglected the garden for a few days just because it's been raining non-stop for like 3 weeks, so I haven't come out here. I've just paused my gardening for a bit, but now that the sun's coming out, I can actually attend to the garden again, so I'll be doing that. Calendula is going to flower first, I reckon. So I've cut this borage back tremendously. It was just really overgrowing, doing way too well. I actually think, note for next year, do not do that because it just saps all the nutrients from the other plants I'm growing behind. How cool is that? So I've got a little gem squash developing. Yeah, I might actually have some gem squash this year. Another one. So they're all over the place. Dahlia, lupin, come on. This one's doing really well. Hostas are flowering again. Spare yarrow, spare salvia. These are for next year. Pink echinacea. My asparagus, which is falling all over the place. Anyway, and that's the tour. Oh, my spring onions over there. And I didn't show the leeks and the kale in the other bed across the way, but they're doing okay. They're still small. But that's the update for now. And I will hopefully do another one. Where are we now? We're getting to the end of June. I would imagine in 2 weeks' time I'll have a lot more to show, so I'll try and do another one then. Bye!